As Jeff climbed higher, he thought about how his father never understood him, never believed in his way of doing things. To his father, only muscles and physical strength mattered.
Grandpa taught me that you don't always need muscles to solve problems.
Jeff stood at the base of an enormous tree, stretching high above him. This was no ordinary tree. It held his most treasured memories with Grandpa.
Grandpa always believed in me. But what if I'm not good enough?
Even though Jeff was having doubts, it seemed that the tree was trying to encourage him forwards, just as Grandpa would. Finally, Jeff reached the tree house at the very top of the tree. Here, he always felt like he could do anything and just be himself.
I'm doing this my way, Grandpa.
Jeff whispered, holding on to the memory, feeling ready for whatever lay ahead. Jeff drove into the swirling dust storm of the sandy racetracks. The path stretched endlessly before him, twisting and turning like a wild, impossible maze. The bathtub factory loomed ahead, a maze of rusted beams, half-built walls, and creaky scaffolding. If despair built monuments, this place would be a national treasure.
No matter how many times I fall, I'll keep on moving. You always pushed me so hard, Father. Made me feel like I wasn't enough. But guess what? It wasn't me who failed. It was you.
Jeff wasn't holding back anymore. Years of bottled-up anger were finally spilling over.
Blame me all you want, but your failures are on you.
You never give me a chance. You compared me to them. Always. Especially after Mom.
Ah, the mom card. That was bound to hit hard. But instead of reflection, Father defaulted to his signature move, defensiveness.
They pushed you to be strong, Jeff, to prepare you for the real world.
Strong? The only harsh thing in my life was you.
Oof, direct hit. Jeff wasn't pulling punches now.
When Mom got sick, you disappeared into the mountains for a year. A year! You weren't training for the future, you were running.
Careful, don't... Oh, too late.
Father tried one last play, softening his tone.
I did what I thought was best. I just wanted to protect you.
You protected me by abandoning me? Sure. Makes perfect sense.
Jeff rolls onto the rooftops, a surreal expanse where buildings twist and tilt impossibly. The only sound drifting up from below is the faint and rhythmic clatter of a bathtub factory.
He never saw me. I was always weak, always a failure. He's wrong.
Ah, the eternal dad problem. Impossible standards and zero hugs.
I got this far. I built all this. I've done more than he ever did. Or maybe that's just me lying to myself, trying to make sense of someone who never gave a damn.
Jeff's laughter fades, leaving a heavy silence. It wasn't just anger anymore. It was exhaustion, the kind you feel after carrying someone else's expectations for way too long. The snow falls harder now, blanketing the mountains in silence. But inside Jeff, a storm rages, a mix of anger, exhaustion, and something heavier.
Is there an award for driving a bathtub across every terrain?
It did not, Jeff. I'm sorry for everything. I thought I was making you stronger, but I broke everything I held dear to me.
And just like that, the fight reached its peak. Years of resentment laid bare in the freezing cold.
I wonder if anyone else has tried something this ridiculous.
You'll never reach the top if you keep falling like this.
As the snow settled, so did Jeff's thoughts. The fight was over, but the journey was not. Jeff finds himself in a strange, timeless place. A world so still, it feels like it's holding its breath. For the first time, the weight of the past isn't crushing him.
It's calm here. Like the storm I've carried for so long. It's finally settled.
For so long, I wanted to prove myself. But I don't need to. I've always been enough. Just as I was. Grandpa saw it. He always did. And now, I see it too.
The burden he's carried for so long begins to loosen, like the tightening grip of doubt finally letting go. With that, Jeff moves forward, stepping into the unknown with nothing holding him back.
This is it. The end of the road. I finally made it. After everything, I'm finally here.
He looks back at the journey. Each struggle, every doubt, and the pieces start to fall into place. And as Jeff drives forward, a soft glow begins to form in the distance. At first, it's faint, like a flicker of an idea. But with every step, it grows brighter, warmer, until it takes shape. A glowing cube of light, hovering in the void. Jeff steps into the light, letting it surround him, its warmth dissolving everything he's carried. No more weight, no more shadows, only freedom.